Welcome to episode 417 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from thegeeksforthewin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William Allen, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
And this week, we're back on gaming and tech.
Yes.
And here we go. Okay. And I think, I don't know. We always say this. I don't know if this will be a long episode, but when we say that, it typically, we typically prove ourselves wrong. But what have you been up to, Stuart?
Well, I have been not watching that. That's
I was like, okay.
I'm totally
for audio
totally
listeners.
Not ready.
Stuart brought up an image of like the Justice League,
which we talked about last week,
the movie,
or 2 weeks ago. I've been playing Apex Legends. I gotten back into Apex again. Yeah. And have you played any of this season?
I have not played any of this season.
You played season 7, right?
Last season, yes. I played a bit here and there through like that halfway point. I think I want to say the new map. It's cool. But yeah, I just kind of dropped off because it was just a thing where it was just me and didn't have anyone else to play.
I get you. And well, this season, no new map, but they did update King's Canyon again.
Okay.
There's some things that happened in King's Canyon, like there was a ship that crashed to the north, like. Because like before, like the northern part of the map was like auxiliary and swamp. Now there's an area above that.
Yeah.
Where like a ship has crashed and swamp has kind of flooded. It's now called like Spotted Lakes.
Oh, okay.
I've been there like once. And it was a hot drop, so I'm like, I got the fuck out of there. But some of the things that they did this season, and we're like, I think a month away from the end of it, so it's been going on for a while. They added the ability to no fill squads. So I can queue up in duos solo, which I have been.
Okay.
And if the duo is not together, I can hold my own. But if they are, then I'm totally dead.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
They've also added a damage counter, so you can actually see how much damage you've done that match. Because like so many like of the quests are like, do 2,000 damage or do 200 damage in one match. Like, okay, you can actually see, have I done that much? Cool.
That's really useful. Yeah, I'll say that. Always gotten close, a lot of times for some of those challenges, and then it's like, yeah, I do like that.
the new legend Fuse, don't have him unlocked, but I don't see him ever. Nobody picks him, and that tells you something. He is from what I've read, he has the lowest win rate of any of the legends.
Oh wow!
So he
kind
took
of a
he took Rampart's spot as the least used legend. So and
interesting.
yeah, his abilities, they're not bad, but they're not good enough for somebody for like I feel like to pick him over somebody else's. Like his passive is he can hold two grenades in one inventory slot instead of just, you know, a grenade being in one single slot. And he can also throw grenades farther and faster than anybody else, which okay, that's kind of neat. But his abilities aren't good. Like his tactical is like a cluster bomb that just kind of looks like fireworks. Just kind of went like pew 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 pew. And from what I understand, that they do about as much damage as that too. And his ultimate is he takes out a mortar and then fires this ring of fire that does quite a bit of damage, but it's very easy to avoid. Is, you know, you just because you can jump over the damn fire and not get hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems dumb.
So, yeah, because like I've come up against it like once. Like I was kind of behind a rock, kind of sniping, and then all of a sudden I heard a, and then I was surrounded by a ring of, you know, fire, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna stay here and continue what I was doing. This is no impact on me whatsoever. So yeah,
I'm looking through the battle pass and nothing seems like interesting. You know, nothing really stands out for
that. But it's Apex though. I mean,
yeah.
Apex,
occasionally they'll
Apex
have a cool, like
never
at
had
least
anything,
one cool thing,
anything good. They've never had anything like, oh no, I've got to get this battle pass. No, it's never been that.
I feel like season 7 had something cool. Oh yeah, season 7 had that cool Wraith skin.
I'm looking it up. Oh, it's only
I really kind of like that skin.
Only show me season 8 here. Oh, that
can
skin.
You see that on the actual site? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of a BioShock,
like a Rosie the Riveter
Infinite
vibe.
I like BioShock Infinite, like Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like it's like one thing, yeah. But I feel like that's what Apex has been. It's like there's like one thing in that battle pass that's like really kind of cool, and then
that's just
everything
not
else is kind of meh. But
it's like Respawn's,
I don't even see one thing.
Their skins have always been not good
and overpriced, yeah,
and completely overpriced
thing, yeah.
Especially the heirloom stuff, which they can just fuck off with the heirlooms. Like completely just fuck right off.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't see anything that I think I remember. I think towards the beginning of the season, I looked at the battle pass, and I think I didn't see anything that intrigued me at all. So that's why I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just skip this. Even though, like, I like I do like the way they do the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Where they have that like separate little battle pass thing where you pick up intel like daily or whatever, and it unlocks either like a comic or
that doesn't happen
whatever.
Anymore. But now the comics just unlock.
Okay, yeah, I think I did see that too. Yeah,
but you still get stuff from the treasure stuff. Like it could be a charm, could be a
crafting material like 15.
Yeah. Crafting material could stuff be a skin, could be a loot tick, could be a
Yeah, I always like the like I said, the way they did the storytelling. They used to do like the little like kind of cutscene, but kind of not. And then they switched to the comic. I thought that was kind of cool. And like if you actually sit down and read that stuff, like it's kind of interesting the way that the story that they're telling. At least when I did, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I haven't really read any of them yet
this season.
Like I have them, but I just haven't read them. There is one new weapon. It is a single shot heavy weapon rifle.
Okay.
Kind of like a long ranged wingman, and it does about as much damage as a wingman. Got a 30-30 repeater. It's not bad.
Yeah, I think
It's not bad. It's okay. But I've been playing for maybe about a week, and I'm battle pass level 20. So
yeah, getting through the battle pass isn't, at least I actually I don't remember. I think also another reason why I kind of quit was I was kind of frustrated with the changes they made to the battle pass. Like earning stuff. And
honestly, I like it. I believe they've just refined that, and I think it's better because there was one. Well, it was like 3 different weekly challenges was the same thing. It was do 1,500 damage with Bangalore, and it was always like here's these 3 legends to do them with, but Bangalore was always one of the 3. And you get one entire battle pass doing each one of them. So I did it, and I got 30. I got 3 levels just like that.
Oh, okay, so they have made some fixes then, yeah. Because I remember when they first rolled out the changes, it was people were like upset because it's like, yeah, if you look at what it was versus what they changed it to originally. Like,
yeah, I remember when
having to play a lot more.
I remember when season 8 started. Like, yeah, people were throwing a fit on how long it would take you to get a star, and then they refined it, and I think season 8 they refined it some more. So it's better.
Nice, yeah.
It's definitely better. Like I've completed probably half of the weekly challenges.
Yeah, because that's something I would do. Like when I played, I would do the challenges and stuff like that, and I'd be able to get through the battle pass no problem. And then, when they first changed it, it was like, oh, I'm doing these challenges, but I'm not leveling up nearly as quick as I used to. And I'm going out of my way to do these challenges, which that's what, like, you should be rewarded for going out of your way to do the challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that they, like you said, they refined it and it's better.
And I haven't
gotten
I haven't bought the
20 levels in a week
battle pass, so like I don't have any of the stuff that they've unlocked, because not unless I get like I finally unlock like maybe a skydiving emote. I still don't have one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But, yeah. I it sucks because they're all like individual characters. There's no like universal skydive emote, I wish they would make some that were like universal, because it's like, oh, this season we're only releasing ones for this character, and that character, and it's like, well, I don't play those characters, so that kind of sucks.
But yeah, I've been playing Apex a lot, and I'm kind of enjoying it again.
It's good to hear.
Let's see, what else have I been playing? I feel like that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. No, I take it back. I did kind of drop into Baldur's Gate 3 to see kind of what has been changed and all that. Because I know the Druid class has been added to Baldur's Gate 3, and I wanted to try that out.
Okay.
And it's fine. They've definitely, I feel like they've tweaked the dice rolls. Remember when it first came out, I feel like I was failing like more than like 70% of my dice rolls. And
I know the feeling.
They've definitely tweaked that. I'm not failing as often anymore.
Yeah, I know the feeling of that.
Yeah, but
I feel like I have
it's different when it's a video game, though. It's different when it's a video game. Because like playing D&D, like I can choose like, okay, no, even though that was a kind of a low roll, I'm still gonna like you succeed on this, but like that doesn't happen with a video game.
Gotcha. Yeah. Is that fully out, or is that still like technically like early access?
It's still early access because it's still like
okay,
one like only levels 1 through 4 are still the first act. There's still, because
I feel like
there's still classes missing.
I'm waiting till it comes out.
There's still no paladin. There's still no barbarian. Still no sorcerer.
Oh yeah, definitely gotta wait till sorcerer. Yeah. Once they add that, take my money. No.
Let's see. There's still no Dragonborn race. There's still no Goliath race. So.
Okay, I wasn't sure or not because.
Although
when did that release early access? October.
Yeah. I say it's not been a whole long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and they were smart and they said, "Oh yeah, it's early access." You know, unlike a lot of other games that are releasing that have issues, that people would be more forgiving if they had said, "This is early access." You know?
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Outriders. A lot of people are having issues with Outriders right now. Server, and I saw some article that was like, I'm 16 hours in the game and still waiting for it to get fun. I think that was like a PCMag.com review.
That was also my review when I played the demo. Like I was, yeah. Looks like it planned right now. Launch for Baldur's Gate 3 is October.
Okay, so full year after early access.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not bad.
No.
No.
Although I feel like the magic, like choosing spells, that needs to be refined, because I feel like you don't have. There's more spells. They don't have all the spells in the game. I don't. Because I'm thinking, like, when I'm choosing a magic class or whatever, like, I know there are more spells that they can use. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've not played Outriders either, because I played the demo and I agree with that. Like, I did not find the fun in it at all.
I was planning on playing the demo, but I ended up watching some people I watch, you know, on Twitch. They were streaming it, and I was just like, this just doesn't look fun. I don't even think I want to at least try it, just because, you know, if a streamer you typically watch can't make something look fun, you know,
Right.
that's kind of bad, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like some friends of ours are trying to force themselves into liking that game, but that's just me.
Oh yeah, there's a few I've been seeing. Yeah, I even got into a Twitter conversation with a friend, with a little back and forth, and he was like, you know, complaining about how like these games are coming out, and you know they're not like, you know, they're not ready and stuff like. And I'm like, well, yeah, you know, that's I'm taking the wait and see approach with a lot of games, that, you know, because jumping into games when you're uncertain, that's a rich man's game right there.
Yeah.
You know, that's $60 a pop. Because I've seen a lot of people I play with, like they've jumped into a game and, you know, like $30, $40, $60 games, and they've played them like a few times and then they've never played them again. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know how you can do that. Like, I can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm very particular with games that I like, especially like full $60 games that I select. You know, it's got to be something I know I'm gonna enjoy.
I'm
and get my
definitely
money's worth.
guilty of that, from doing that from time to time.
I think that the thing that really pushed me over the edge was when Fallout 76 came out. That was something I was, you know, I was excited about. I love the Fallout games and being able to play co-op Fallout and all. I was just, you know, on paper it sounded great, and in practice, it, you know, people are saying right now it's actually good, and, you know, but you know, it's too late for me. I feel like, but yeah, that was a real buyer's remorse right there.
Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of buyer's remorse with video games.
Yeah, and then there's like some games I'm just like, this game is a game that's going to require a lot of commitment, and I don't think I want to commit to something like that, like Outriders. Like it could be fun, but like I don't know if it's a kind of a game that I want to be like my main. It feels like one of those games where like like a Borderlands
Yeah.
or something like that, where you're just like that's your main go-to game, and it's like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3 finally releasing and playing maybe some co-op with you.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And I'm really hoping that a game master mode like they had in original Sin 2. It's like that'd be cool to mess with like once.
There's another game that's D&D too. It's D&D based as well. Was it Solasta?
What?
I don't know if you've seen that or not. Solasta, Solasta. So I don't know. Crown of the Magister, and it's a D&D based game, and they're like updating it quite a bit. I've been kind of semi following it, and they have like a map builder or dungeon builder and stuff like that in it, and it's a 5e like turn based, or D&D. Like it's another one that I'm I think it was actually on Kickstarter originally.
Yeah, looks like it. I'm on their website.
It looks interesting too. I've been like semi following it, here and there. I see something and I read up on it, and then I want to say there was another D&D like video game that I played a demo for like last summer. I can't remember what it was though.
Well, there was a D&D game that was also announced like a week or two ago. Like, well, it wasn't announced because we saw it at E3. But Dark Alliance, that's coming out at some point, and that's actually done in house by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it, and there was a creature in there that I'm like, that doesn't look right. It was the Beholder. It didn't look right at all. Like, because like the Beholder, like its mouth opened and then it had like mandibles that came out as well. I'm like, sure. I mean, a Beholder could have that, but that's not my version of Beholder. I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like D&D is like getting real popular. We were talking before this.
It is real popular right now because of I think it really helped because of the of quarantine that people discovered D&D, like us.
Yeah,
and it got a real big boost.
Yeah, we were saying right before this, there's going to be we knew there was going to be a movie, and now there's going to be a TV show as well. And It's just, it's interesting.
I feel like
And I don't.
the movie, it should go one of two ways. It should go, full on like Dungeons and Dragons, like the cartoon, where like people who played D&D are sucked into the game, or it should go full on Darkness Rising, where you get just people sitting around the table, and then they also then act out what their characters are doing LARP style. Like that's how that movie should go. Because as much as I love the campiness of the last D&D movie, it was bad. It was bad. But I still think they should bring.
I've never watched it.
They should still bring back Jeremy Irons, because you could tell that he had fun with that role. He's like, this is the dumbest thing ever. I'm just going to camp it up. And he did, and it was amazing.
I mean, Jeremy Irons is just a good actor. So, yeah, put him in whatever you can.
Yeah, definitely. But what have you been doing lately?
Not as much. I haven't played as much stuff as I'd like. I picked up a couple games on sale. I picked up. I haven't played them yet, but I picked up the Disgaea 1 and 2 on PC.
Oh, okay.
Because those are games that, like, I remember I had a friend in high school who was like into those games, like he really liked them, and I never got around to playing them because, like, I've said before, like, pretty much during my whole like high school, like, I didn't really play video games for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like involved in like drama club and other activities and stuff like that, to where I just didn't play games, like, and I didn't really get into video games till like right after high school. Like, I remember like the summer after I bought an Xbox, and I think that's when GTA 4 came out, and I picked that up, and that's like was the start of me getting back into video games. But like, I saw the Disgaea games on what was it, on Green Man Gaming, because during March they were having like just a crazy sale on everything, and they're having like an encore thing that lasts till the 6th, where a lot of stuff is like back to real cheap prices, like, 7 Days to Die is $6.80, and what else, like, let me look at my wish list just for comparisons on certain things. But yeah, I picked up the Disgaea games for like $5 each, like 1 and 2, I think. And they also had a thing where it's like, with each purchase you make, will give you a code for a random game, and then you get a spin on this wheel where you could get like another free random game or stuff. Like, they do that stuff quite a bit on Green Man Gaming. But like, 7 Days to Die was that. Horizon Zero Dawn is $26.99. Lot of Project Winter, $5, which I guess I could take that off because that's actually on Game Pass. If I ever play it, I can play it on that. But yeah, there are a lot of stuff on, a lot of games on sale during that time. But I picked those two up. I think the PC versions were kind of like not really remastered, but they were like, I think they were polished a little,
Okay.
from the original like PlayStation. Were they on PlayStation 2? I think.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that series until somewhat recently.
Because was it Disgaea PC? Well, this says that can't be right. Let me look on Steam and see. That's probably better. Let's look. There we go. Disgaea store page. Oh no, actually, yeah, okay. 2016 is when it came out. So yeah, way after the PS. I want to say it was PS2. At least the one my friend had that I remember. The one he was playing was on PS2. So, but yeah, it looks good. Like it doesn't look like it's a game that my friend was playing in high school. At least the PC version, and it's it's voiced audio, full audio in English, so that was a big thing. So that's something I'm gonna jump into. Like I said, I got 1 and 2. They were like $5 each or something like that, like really really cheap, or really less. Let me see. And I have a bunch of credit on Green Man Gaming, so I was just like, sure, let's pick these up and I'll play these. But I haven't gotten around to that yet. The game that's been taking up a lot of my free time, and it's a perfect game for watching anime or watching YouTube videos or streams or whatever, Loop Hero.
Oh.
This is a game that recently came out, I think.
Yes.
I believe. Yeah, March 4th is when it came out. This is a tough game to describe, but I'm gonna do my best.
Try, because I've not seen anything. I've seen people playing this game, but I've not actually seen the game. But I've seen that people have been playing the game.
Yeah, there's a set path, and it kind of looks like D&D, like a D&D map, like we would use, in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a set path
based.
where top down tile based. There's a set path that your character he'll just go, and it's just a loop, and he'll just go, and you can stop him and do planning stuff, and but like if you don't do anything, he'll just go, and if he runs into enemies, or if he then he'll fight them, and you don't control the actual fighting. It just happens on its own.
Okay.
But what you do control is you'll get items depending on your class, where you'll be able to, equip and upgrade, and they'll have different stats. And it's a real like pick and choose, because there will be like, oh, well, this sword gives you plus 10 damage, and then +2 to all. So you'll do +2 to all if you're fighting like 3 enemies at once, but this other sword, it'll be plus, 8 damage, +2 to all, and then plus, something else, so you'll get like, the general damage is 2 less, but you'll get this other stat and stuff. Like it's very like loot based as far as that goes. Where you're kind of like, I'm not quite sure if this is better or worse, but it kind of just depends on what I want to do. And, there'll be some where it's like, oh, this sword also does plus, extra damage to vampires or, whatever. And just all kinds of different like stats that you have to compare. And you're like, okay, I can have the shield that gives me plus, damage to all, or I can have this other shield that gives me extra evasion percentage or counter attack percentage or, stuff like that. And then there are these cards that you get where you can kind of create challenges for yourself for the map. Like there will be like a graveyard you can set on the map, and a skeleton will spawn there, So, and you get stuff, of course, when you after a battle, you'll get like loot and extra cards to put on map. There are cards that are kind of, there are also cards you put in the background of the map, like not on the actual like path that you walk, in the loop, but there are cards you put in the background of the map, and there'll be like, meadow and rocks and mountains and stuff like that. And when you group them up, they do stuff like, I think the meadows, when you have each meadow that's next to another meadow or that's placed, they give you +2 health when you enter a new loop. So that's how you kind of heal yourself up.
Okay.
And then the mountains and rocks, they do like +2 to your overall, your max HP. And there's actually a set pattern. I'm not quite sure what it if it's just like a combination of rocks and mountains, but I discovered it on accident when I grouped it was like a 3x3 set of like mountains, like in a 9-panel grid, and it becomes this big mountain peak, and it gives you like a bonus to +120, max HP, but every 2 days it spawns a harpy that flies from the mountains and just randomly lands on, on your pathing that you have to fight. Like I said, there's like, it's more of you're managing, your character, and then he just like battles. You can't really like, at least I haven't figured, if there's a way, I haven't figured out a way to like control, see if you can control like which target he's fighting or, what, but it's just just a passive thing where he's just automatically roaming around in his loop unless you stop to like say, okay, I'm going to add this here. I'm going to add this beacon here, this lantern here, that this lantern adds like, I think, like it's like a lantern adds plus, or I get the lantern and beacons mixed up, but one adds like speed and, or attack speed and something else, and then another one reduces the amount of enemies that are on the adjacent tiles. And when you add like a card like that, when you're hovering over where you want to place it, it'll show like an outline of what it means by adjacent tiles, like the area of effect for it. So the whole thing is like you could easily just like not really put anything on there, but you're not going to get a lot of rewards and stuff. So it's like the greater the risk, the greater the rewards.
All right.
And then eventually, for the first tier, eventually you'll come up against the Lich, which is the boss, and you'll have to fight him, and that was definitely challenging. And was it actually, and also as you like level up, Like there's like a health bar and like an XP bar, and each XP you actually can get a trait, and there'll be stuff like there'll be random stuff like plus 20 attack, or your you get extra attack for 20%, equal to 20% of your defense, or when you know swing by the loop, you'll deposit some of your materials, because if you die during that loop, you only get 30% of the materials you collected. And I think if you leave on your own, if you just retreat, you get to keep like 60% or something like that. And like not doing the whole loop thing, there's like a city building thing where you can build like, I'm going to build a farm, and they'll, the farm will, with the materials I have, I can build a farm, and the farm will allow me to, add this or that. And I'm going to build a warehouse where I can store more materials, and, allows me to add new cards and stuff like that. Like I said, it's really weird to explain, but it's fun. It's fun. Like it's a great, like, just game to play while I'm watching, a Twitch streamer, or,
Okay.
watching some kind of anime or YouTube video or something like that. It's a perfect one of those, because, for the most part, you're just like, okay, did I get a new piece of gear? No. Okay, then I'll just let my guy roam around, go through the loop and fight the enemies. I have no control over that. And then I'd look, and it's like, oh, I got a new piece of gear. Let me stop. Let me compare it. Okay, good. Let's add this, let's equip this. And I've unlocked 3 classes so far. There's the regular, like, warrior type class. There's a rogue is not capable of shields or armor, but he's able to have like 2 weapons, like 2 swords. And you collect materials, and you only get gear when you complete a loop, based on how much materials you've collected throughout. Which the regular default class, like, you fight an enemy, you have a chance to get stuff, right then and there. Mm-hmm. But the rogue, you just get a stockpile of stuff at the beginning of each loop. And then there's a necromancer that I just unlocked recently. That's kind of cool, where you summon skeletons, and that one's actually fighting for you. And there will be like, stats that are like plus 1 skeleton, or plus skeleton summon quality, or, a skeleton plus skeleton, their actual level, stuff like that. So, you're actually increasing the skeletons themselves instead of you. So it's a fun game. I was listening to some a podcast, and people were talking about this and how they were like really into this game, and I'm like, I need to check this out and see what this is about, because I like a good, like, card game, which this is kind of card game based.
Sure.
Card game roguelike.
Yeah, you got real into, what was it? Slay the Spire?
Slay the Spire. Oh, that was yeah, I spent a lot of time on that. That was a game I kind of treated like a, second screen type of game. Yeah, so it's, I think, yeah, Loop Hero is like, it's $15, so it's not like the biggest commitment if anyone's interested, as far as financially. Anyways, very positive on Steam. It's a Devolver Digital type of game. or published games. So yeah, I've been having a blast with it. It's been like just it's like I really don't feel like jumping into like Destiny and doing something complex. So let me just do this while I watch, whatever I have on my watch list at the time. Besides that, it's just been a little bit Destiny here and there, doing the in-game stuff for that, and then of course Minecraft. I've been
I was going to jump in today to play Minecraft. I was. But when I loaded up Curse, it wouldn't let me update my pack.
Oh, the server is updated, by the way. I did see it updated recently, and I updated that, so it's.
Figured it was, but I was like, I'm like two versions behind. Like, okay, select this version, and you're not doing anything. Select it again. Cannot do anything while files are in process. Okay, so it's doing something in the background? Nope. No, there's nothing that says it's updating. And when I look on that front page where I have like all the other mod packs I have, there's all an update button next to them. There's not one for Rad.
I guess what I install and just install fresh, or
that's what I was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna do that because this was right before I was gonna go to get my vaccine, so I had like an hour and a half. Like,
gotcha.
But by the time I get everything all set up and ready to go, I've got to go. Like, I've got to leave anyway. So
I mean, eventually, like if unless you don't plan on ever playing again.
No, yeah, I will.
That's fine.
I will, but but like I was going to jump into the server today, but it wouldn't let me.
I've popped chance cubes. Those are kind of fun.
Those are fun and dangerous.
There was one. There's some dangerous ones. There's one that was kind of hilarious. Here's the image. It was funny. It was. I popped one and it gave me 3, and it was like I
hear you like chance cubes in your chance cubes. Yep, I know that one.
So I put some chance cubes in your chance cubes. Reference to was it Exhibit from Pimp My Ride? That was hilarious. There's another one that was like boss fight begins, and it built this like arena, and I had to fight like this magical like what was it? This magical like blaze, and there was these like flowers that were planted on the ground, the one that make you like float if you like run into them, which is real dangerous, fighting a blaze. Floating in the air. That was pretty interesting. And I'm like, okay, cool. I beat him. I beat it. This is going to be an awesome, like, because the arena they built was really cool. And then when I beat the boss, the arena just disappeared. And I'm like, oh, no, you should have just left it. I did get into, I built a warehouse, or I built an advanced warehouse, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to organize inventory and stuff. That's my like
warehouse. There you go. That'd be it right there. Those warehouses.
I mean like chest wise, like the this chest should be just this, or this chest should be, in like categories, and I'm not the best at that. So that's I've been kind of putting that off as much as I can, but yeah, I got a lot of the like fake the currency, that you get for like doing quests,
right?
Completing quest books and stuff like that. So I bought some chance cubes from that. There was one that was like cuteness overload, and it was just a bunch of bunnies that were named Fluffy.
And you're like, oh well, I need rabbit meat, so die Fluffy.
Murdered them all. You are correct. I murdered them all. Because hey, rabbits, you get hide and you get the rabbit foot. Was it I've built some portals to other places. I think I've vaguely mentioned that in the past.
Okay.
I still kind of I need to do more research and build some more portals to other stuff, because there are some places that I need to go to complete some of the book quests, stuff like that. I've dived into magic and stuff like that. I've got a wand that has certain spells and stuff on it, and I've leveled the wand up. I can the wands can hold certain spells, and that was interesting trying to figure out how that whole system worked. Because I pretty much figured out that that's on my own. I didn't really look up guides on it,
Mm-hmm.
Where you get the books. You get the books and you put the spell in the enchantment table,
right?
And type thing,
and then you put the wand in there, yeah.
And it's like a guess on what spell you're actually gonna until you actually use it, and then you're like, oh, okay. You kind of identify the spell once you use it, and so I've got one where I summon a wither that they'll fight for me. Or wither skeleton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a thing.
Yeah. No, wither skeleton, and there's one where it just teleports me back to where my bed is, where I slept, which it's gonna come in useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it still. It's another kind of go-to game for me when I don't really want to put a big commitment. It's in a big game. It's
right.
just a fun little thing I can play for hop on for 30 minutes to an hour and do something, stuff like that. I said the warehouse right before that. I made I made a blueprint for, it was I don't know, a spell room or something. It was for something where it built this little special enchantment spell. This wooden thing where it has bookcases and the all the stuff you need to enchant stuff, enchant your weapons and stuff like that. It was its own little thing, and then I built the advanced warehouse, and then it's oh, that has its own area for enchantment tables with the cases and potion brewing and all this and that. So it kind of makes this other thing that I made obsolete, and I'm like, oh, but it looks so cool. So I'm kind of keeping it. Yeah, if you log on, you'll see there's a few things. There's a few new things. I've added one of my favorite things is there's a ore called randomite, something like that. It's a block where you'll when you mine it, just random stuff will come from it. Just random.
Okay.
And what I've been doing is I've been using a silk touch pickaxe, and I've just been collecting a bunch of them, and then just just been laying them down and then mining them whenever they're kind of like mini chance cubes.
Gotcha.
Nothing dangerous, but nothing's gonna kill you. But it's here's a dragon ice sword, or here's a stack of gravel, or just random stuff, which is kind of interesting. I put a bunch down right by your little house just so you could mod and see what you get. So yeah, it's fun. It's I've been watching was it a bunch of streamers I watched, they just joined a Pixelmon server.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm back in the I'm kind of like reinvigorated into Minecraft, and it's interesting. And I think they what's funny is I think they have like the dev of or one of the devs of Pixelmon playing with them or something like that, they said.
All right, cool. That'd be interesting.
It's interesting.
Like, hey, nice this change. Okay, done.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy to see like how Pixelmon has changed as far as that goes. It's like from when we tried it out originally. But
yeah, it's definitely changed.
Minecraft's fun. There's just it's crazy how there's like so many different mod packs for like any style of Minecraft you want to play. So yeah, that's it for me. That's not a whole lot of variety, but a lot of Minecraft and Loop Hero while I've been like watching stuff. Next week I'll have a lot to talk about because I've been watching a lot of different things. So
I've got some things for next week as well.
I guess we can jump into our one news topic.
Yeah, this is not anything like major. But Discord is adding what they're calling a stage mode or stage room. Stage channel, that's what it is. Where it's basically one person or a selection of people basically have the stage and they're the only ones that can talk. And then you can have a moderator off the side to let people like maybe ask questions or something like that. So it'd be kind of like for like a I don't know, like
I remember Skype did something like this,
like a
right?
Q&A, or I don't remember.
Because I remember back, or maybe that's just the way it was used. I remember back in the day, I think I can't remember if it was Uncle Gamer. Or remember when they had like a special episode where they had people, join the call, and they had like they queued up people ahead of time, and then they would unmute when it was their time, and I participated in that way back then, and I asked them some question. I can't even remember what I had asked them, but yeah, it might have not been they might have just repurposed stuff for that, but yeah, that is this is a kind of a cool feature because you could do something like that, easy.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what I'm thinking of is like how basically like for work how I use Teams, which is essentially it's very similar to Discord, except they call them Teams and stuff like that, and we use them for meetings, and basically the entire most of the meetings I'm in, it's one person talking the entire time.
Okay.
So it'd be something like this, where like they would have the stage, and everybody else is muted, and they can't talk. Because can you tell how many times mute your mic, please? Hey, could somebody mute your mic? Mute. We can hear. Mute the mic.
Yeah, I've heard that's definitely a thing, especially with because in the NBA, all the beat writers and stuff like that, they have to use. I think they use Microsoft. They either use Zoom or Microsoft Team. I think it's a combination of both. But yeah, they talk about like a lot of people have a lot. There are a lot of, when you have like a lot of reporters on a one call, and there's always a few people who have that issue where they're not muted or whatever. And yeah, it's interesting.
So something like this would definitely help in that situation. And I can see like definitely Microsoft Teams doing something like this, especially if they buy Discord.
Yeah, that's a rumor that's been popping around. Yeah,
which I don't. The major complaint,
was it 11 billion was the price.
It was a high number. The major complaint that I've been seeing people like, oh, well, they'll just have Discord have a subscription service.
7 billion, no, 10 billion.
And people forget that there is a subscription service to Discord already.
Yeah, it's just, but hey, it might be included in Game Pass Ultimate.
Like, honestly, it has been in the past.
Yeah, they've had like get 3 months, you know, here and there. Which being a permanent thing would be
how
great.
How I've had it.
Okay, that's exactly it. Because like personally, like there's no real reason for me to have it, like to pay for Discord.
No.
Nitro, right?
Yeah. And like the only like benefit that I see is able to use the emojis from other channels.
Exactly.
That's the only benefit.
And then if you like upgrade a channel with the boosts or whatever, you can do stuff. But that's it's but no, it's a thing where like if it was included in Game Pass Ultimate, I definitely would. It'd be nice because I'd be able to use the emotes and other channels and stuff like that, But just it being just having to pay for it monthly though, it's like I wouldn't get the use out of that. That'd just be a waste of money for me. So
I know
this doesn't seem like a feature though that is too complex,
No.
So I'm sure, Microsoft Teams will add it, try to compete. Because clearly they feel like Discord is competition if they're trying to buy Discord, right?
They're two different markets though. I mean, that's the thing. Like they're not the same market.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Teams is definitely based on business because, it ties heavily in with Outlook and like your calendar and, it's built around business, and sharing files and all that kind of stuff. Well, Discord is not, it's a lot more, community chatting and sharing of stupid gifts and announcements, that kind of a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I know nothing about Zoom. I've never used Zoom.
I've never used Zoom either. Although
is pretty much.
I think next week I might have a Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay.
Check my email. I think I might actually have a Zoom meeting next week with my insurance guy. So, yeah, I've never used Zoom either.
Yeah, from what I've heard, like all these, like none of them are like perfect. They seem to all have their issues.
Yeah,
like Zoom, Microsoft Teams. Was it Google? Google's is Google Meet, right?
Google Meet, yeah.
Yeah, they seem to all like have some issue or whatever. I've heard from other people, so which makes sense, And that's kind of good because competition, if it makes them have to improve, to keep people using it instead of switching over. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is interesting. And yeah, that's the news.
Kind of it. Yep.
Like I spent a good at least hour and a half looking for stuff today, and then I think like half an hour yesterday. Like I just didn't find anything gaming or tech related worth really talking about.
Yeah, there's nothing really that's what's worth talking about. It's kind of the thing.
Yeah, just like yeah, we're kind of in the like a dead period or dead zone, you know, for gaming.
Right. And
You know, there are some games that are starting to come out, like Outriders came out, and then was it the new Resident Evil games coming out in like a month, I think, and something else. There are some games starting to release, but yeah, not a whole lot of news because you know E3 ish will be in like what 3 months, right? E3 time.
who
Whatever
knows
happens
what
during.
E3 is going to be this year?
I mean, I'm not really saying E3, but like that time period
That
where
time
other
that
you know
area, yeah,
yeah
that time of the
yeah
year.
because I don't imagine E3 is going to be anything really.
I
It's going to
honestly
be
think that the pandemic killed E3.
yeah.
E3 was
I feel
kind
like
of
it's
already like a thing. Like people were like, I'm just going to watch online. Like there's not really any need to be there.
yeah,
And
and the pandemic really proved that. Like, hey, we can just do stuff online and not
also
you know.
the ESRB, you know, with leaks and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
The year before that, before the pandemic, um,
my information was part of that leak.
yeah, like Sony was pulled themselves out, like in 2019. So
Yeah, it's just a lot of money you have to spend to be part of E3. That a lot
yeah,
of
and
you know
it's
a lot of
actually
companies
better.
are finding unnecessary now.
It's better for companies to hold like singular events to
Yeah,
announce
I'm real
stuff.
curious this year because are we gonna get? Is Bethesda gonna have its own separate event, or is it gonna be
I would say it's part of
mixed
my.
in with
I
Microsoft?
would say it's part of my Microsoft now.
Yeah, or is it gonna be Microsoft's Bethesda conference, or like I don't know.
It's going to be Microsoft.
Yeah, check Microsoft soon enough. They'll have enough developers to have their own E3.
Of their own E3. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like there's still those rumors that they're looking to buy like another big company, like Sega or Konami or someone big. I still see those rumors that there's still one more huge acquisition that they're looking into.
Sega would be
So
interesting.
they would, right?
That would be very interesting. And Konami, somebody needs to do something with Konami.
Yeah. I mean, there was rumors that PlayStation was going to do something with Konami, right? Not necessarily buy them, but like have a deal with them to publish, to have like,
Something more than just Plinko machines.
yeah. Because it's Konami that's like Silent Hill and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, who have basically said they're not going to make games anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they still own licenses to a bunch of games.
Yeah. A bunch of like games with big fan bases too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. because people love the Silent Hill games. People love the Metal Gear games. Just to name two, that they have.
I don't think they have. Do they still have Metal Gear?
I mean, who has Metal Gear then?
Yes, yeah, they do.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, see what it all comes as far as like E3 quality news this year,
Yeah.
'Cause,
Hopefully, it's
the
going to be
first,
actually games for PlayStation 5 and Series X, because there's not many games on those consoles at all.
Yeah, it's just a lot of ports. Like, hey, now you can play Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah.
1+2 on next gen. Maybe it'll work.
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think there's a single exclusive game on either of those consoles.
And see, that was the thing. People were bashing like Xbox because they had said, they weren't going to have in PlayStation came out and they don't have any.
They don't have anything either.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, because we should start to see like announcements for exclusive stuff, right?
You should.
For next gen / PC. Thankfully, PC doesn't have to really worry about if they're third party anyways.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully sometime soon we'll get out of this chip shortage and people can actually buy graphics cards again and actually play next gen games on next gen hardware.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I guess that's it for this week. Unless you got anything else, Stuart?
I got nothing else.
Ready. Be sure to check out the website, thegeeksftw.com, for links to everything. Twitter, YouTube, Discord, Twitch. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at GeeksFTW, Stuart's at Casual Terror, and I am at WillPlayGames_. And we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals are harmed in this podcast.